Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th Planet Daily City channel. This is Gino Francisco, head coach, and today we're going to be going over one of my old grappling matches, and this is from the NAGA tournament in 2018 Expert Division. So there's me on the right with the black and my opponent with the purple. At this time, I was a brown belt, and this is one of the first matches of the day. So I actually only had two matches that day. So I'm going to break this down for you as we continue to watch this. I'll go over what happened and why things happened. And I'm going to let the video play first so you all can watch it full speed. And I'll go over it later as to what happened afterwards. So as you can see there's the finish right there. The knee bar finish. There it is in slow motion again. So a relatively short match. I got the knee bar finish, and I used a variation of an Eminari roll to get it. It didn't really go as way as I expected, but it still was a good finish, really quick finish. So let's go back again to see what we did. So what you'll immediately notice once the ref says go is I always go into hand fighting and keeping my head position. So as you can see my head position, I'm locking horns. See that right there? I want to make sure my opponent knows he's not going to push me back easily. And as you can see my hands, I start to look for the grip immediately. Boom, right there. See that grip right there on my hand? If you can see on my right hand that I'm using, I have a grip on the wrist. So right here, I'm going to use that to push it away. And the other hand is doing the same thing, trying to hand fight, and he's doing the same, trying to do the same thing as get control. So there, as you can see, my opponent looked like he was going for a single, so I just stepped away, boom, and switched my stance, okay? Once I noticed he wasn't committing to it, I changed levels right there because I wanted him to react, okay? So look what happens when I change levels. Boom. His hand dropped, okay? So if you notice his hand right here, the one that is not framing on my head, that dropped once he saw me change level. He used his other hand to frame on my head. So what that tells me is that he's going to expect me to go for a takedown, right? He doesn't know my style. We both don't know each other. There's no history of each other competing against each other. So we're both feeling each other out. So again, we are standing, we're exchanging. I change levels and he goes for the bait. Well, not technically goes for the bait, but he reads the bait and he reacts. And that's what I want. Whenever I'm grappling with someone new, I try to give them different things to think about because I don't want them to have, any kind of prediction of what I'm going to do next. So again, he's got a good hand position there. As you can see from here, his hands on the head, and that's what you want. You definitely want to control the head and where you go. And I immediately fight it off with my hands. As you can see, I try to, again, look for wrist control. And I don't want to let him get any kind of collar tie. So immediately you'll notice whenever he goes for a collar tie, I'm going to fight that off right away. I'm not going to play around with the headlock and try to, risk getting snapped down. So from here, we're hand fighting. Again, he goes for the fake shot. And then I don't really bite on the fake shot right there. I just kind of walk it off. So as you can see, he goes for a little faint step right there, and I don't go for it. So from here, we're walking forward, we're walking in. Now from here, I'm feeling like, all right, I felt the guy out. I can tell he's not really expecting me to go for anything explosive. So I figure I might as well just go for the Eminari roll and see what I can get. So as you can see from here, I go for a jumping fake guillotine or fake headlock. So I do this a lot. I like to jump at my opponents to make them think that I'm going for a headlock. And then I don't go for it. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It really will depend. Yeah, he shook his head there. You noticed he respected the technique and made sure that he wasn't going to get caught with that. So here is where we go for the entry into the Eminari roll. So from here, we're locking hands. And when this happens, I pull him toward me to catch him off balance right there. See how I'm stepping back right there? And I use that so that the knee will come closer. So as you can see, when I pulled him, that knee came a little bit closer. And then I'm going to look to grab that knee. So I'm going to try to come around and then try to go around the back of the knee with my right hand, okay? So once I do this, then I'm able to start to get the grip. But what happened is, funny enough, is I hit the back of my head on his knee, as you can see right there, kind of his arm at his knee. So that actually interfered with the effectiveness of my roll. And his arm is cut. As you can see, his arm is right there around my neck. Typically, I don't want that to happen. I want a clean grab without the hand being in the way. But this time he was able to get it there, and then I had to adjust. So as you can see, I went for the full inversion. And then right here, he stopped my leg, which was a good thing on his part. He stopped my foot from being able to come around. What I wanted it to do was make it so that it can go all the way around. Basically, I wanted to come all the way around, not the, all the way around his leg, to come around here. And then I would be able to get a honey hole position or get to the heel hook break, something like that. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it because he was holding my leg there. So once we're here, I kept going for the leg. As you can see, I did not let go of the leg, okay? I kept going for it. And he's holding my leg off, which is exactly what you want to do against a leg locker, is not let them get control of their legs, right? But what happened was I was able to get my other foot. So you see my other foot right here. I'm able to get it to the other side of his body. And then from there, I was able to go into the knee bar attack. So right here, boom. So as you can see, my foot, it slides slightly away. You can't really see it from that angle, but my foot actually went this direction and went to the other side of my body, and then it went under his legs. So from here, I kept going for the finish. As you can see, my right leg is completely behind his butt right there, and I've got my position. Now, from this position, I could have went for a heel hook, but he dove straight away, and what actually I pushed him a little bit too. So you can see from here, my hand on his neck, my hand on his neck right here helped me get the position better. So once I got that, I pushed him that direction. And from there, we were able to go into the break or into the tap and finish. So from here now, I was in a knee bar position, okay? Now, the interesting thing about this knee bar is that it is not really our typical knee bar because the angle. So the angle of this knee bar is a little different. So as you can see from here, let me get rid of this last thing. Boom, right there. So as you can see, the knee is not facing me. Typically, the knee would face me right away, but you can see the knee is facing kind of like a weird angle, and his foot typically would be right in my shoulder, right? I typically would finish with it in my shoulder, but it's right in front of my chest at this stage. But since this is a competition, I'm really clamping hard and I'm going for it, and I'm bending the knee. As you can see, that was enough right here to get the finish. So right here, my opponent's tapping. And this is actually maybe even a tougher and more painful submission because I believe the LCL, the MCL is getting strained a lot here as opposed to a regular knee bar, which is the ACL. So this position of the knee right here is pretty bad, and it ended up getting the quick tap, and I got the finish. So let's go again one more time. Okay, let me get this circle out the way. Okay, so let's go back to the roll one more time and then see it in full speed. Boom. There. Let's press play. Dove under, got my foot out there and got into the honey hole position, and I was able to get the finish. There's a slow motion. There's my foot. As you can see it a little bit better in that transition. So you can see my right foot right there that was on his thigh came around, and I was able to get to the saddle. But I didn't get to the heel hook because he jumped, but still held on to the lock and finished the knee bar. Just like that. All right, and that was my first finish of the day. Now let's go to the second match I had. All right, so this is the second match of the day. So let's rewind this. So I'll play this for you and give you some commentary, and then we'll go back and review it one more time. This was also a short match. So as you can see here, I was beginning with a leg lock attack. My coach, Denny, told me to go for the legs right away. I went for one leg lock entry. He defends. From here, I was looking for a sweep, and I ended up getting it. We continue to roll, hand fighting, framing, diving under for another leg lock. He actually catches my toe, catches me slipping. I go back for a counter. He's got a really good bat on the toe hold. From here, I flip over, I separate his legs, scooting back, waiting for him to transition, keeping my foot bent, keeping my foot on the floor. Now from here, I end up countering his attack, coming over, finishing with the inverted heel hook. So that was the match. Let's go over it again. And I will use a different video for that. I will go over this one. Okay, so this is the second angle that we got. And this is a little bit better to see some of the action. So right away, as you can see, I sat down. Again, my coach, Denny, told me to go for the leg lock right away. So I sat to guard right away, waited for my opponent to engage. And from here, I got my reverse De La Riva hook or the spiral clinch, and I have my position. Now, he's bending his knee here, and I've got the wrist control. So as you can see on my right, on the right hand, I've got his wrist right here. Okay, and that's what I want. I've got my foot in good position, and I got my other foot behind his knee. So this is really good position. I like this position a lot, and I use it a lot. So from here, I got double wrist control right there. And then from here, I go right away into a entry for the opposite leg. Okay, so from here, I dive. Okay, so I use this entry a lot as well. So from here, I came through and I looked for his leg with my right hand. So if you can see, my right hand is going to reach under. This arm is distracting him and framing, keeping him from getting on top of me. From here, I go into the dive and I catch that knee right there. Okay, so once I catch that knee, I go for the attack. Okay, so once I go for the attack, then he goes for the counter. Okay, so from here, he stands up, which is a great way to exit, and he separates my legs, which is what you want to do against a leg locker, is don't let them get their legs together and try to control it. Now from here, I actually got a sweep. Let me move this out the way. I actually got a sweep. I grabbed his other leg here, and I ended up honestly just kicking him in the balls, which I didn't mean to do. So as you can see from here, boom, my other foot, I was trying to go on the thigh or the stomach, but his hand was holding me. So I decided to just pull on his foot more so right here. And then once that foot was there, I was able to get that finish. But as you can see, it's not a good position for him to stay on top. So he ended up coming down. I felt kind of bad. So I told him, it's all good? He said, yo, I'm good. And then we gave it a little slap pound. And then I went right away for that wrist control. He fought that off. I'm framing. Now from here, as you can see, I haven't let go. Even if we were talking and we were exchanging, I have not let go of that leg, as you can see. So that's a good thing for you all to remember, is even if you're distracted with something or some kind of conversation or whatever, don't give up the control. Okay, the control, you work so hard to get that, keep it. Okay, now from here, we went into a another battle, going for the leg exchanges here. I catch his wrist. I'm pushing him away. Now I'm using that grab to slide my leg under. Okay. Now what I wanted really to do was slide under and keep my other foot in between his legs. Okay. So my other foot, I wanted to keep this foot in between his legs here. Okay. And I wanted to bring this leg, the one that is here, I wanted to bring this around here. Okay. I wanted to go and sweep around his leg. As you'll see me get this leg in the right position, but the other foot is going to get caught. So when this happens, I bring my leg over and he catches my foot right there, which gives a counter to the toe hold. Now I've been caught in this before and it's a very bad position to be in. And I was very worried at this point. I tried to counter him on the other side. If you can see my heel hook attempt on the other side, I tried to go and counter him back, but his toe hold was pretty strong. So I had to respect it and make sure I addressed it. So from here, he started going belly down. I ended up releasing the heel hook because I figured it wouldn't break. And from here, I immediately go to separate his legs and relieve the pressure from me. So from here, this is a good position for him to really do some damage, right? So as you can see, my foot bends really bad way, okay? See, that foot is super bent, and it's not a really good thing for anyone to be in. So instead of staying in this position, I'm going to roll out or roll away, okay? His legs are separated, and I roll, and I get my foot to the mat. And that's what helped me survive this. My leg was bent, and my foot was on the ground more so. So it was hard for him to really get the leverage. It's hard to see with my pants as well, but my leg is bent. It's not straight, and that usually will help me get out of these positions. So from here, I separate the legs. I'm scooting back. My left hand, as you can see, is holding that leg for dear life. If I get that, if he gets that leg back and he starts to wrap up and get control of my leg, then I'm in big trouble for and that toehold may tap me. So made sure to hold on to that leg. Now from here, I'm just being patient now because my foot is on the ground, my leg is bent, and I'm not worried about getting caught in this. Plus, I'm holding his leg, so I know my opponent has to react. So here, I'm patiently waiting. From this position now, he eventually decides to transition, which gives me the opportunity to swing my leg over. So you may not see it, but my leg is locked in the chamber right there, ready to go, ready to throw over and end up in like going right there into his side, that little X right there. So I want to put my heel right there, and then that's going to give me the opportunity to get a attack. So from here, we go into the 50-50 almost. Not quite the 50-50 right here. It's just the Ashigrami, but it's with the inside inverted heel hook. And this is a very strong position. So as you can see, my legs weren't even tangled completely, right? But the amount of pressure that is on that knee after I apply that heel hook is tremendous. And anyone who has felt this before knows how this position feels. It's a very, very devastating move. All the pressure is attacked on right here, or is attacking this ligament on his knee, and then the bite right here is pretty solid. So as you can see, we got the finish, getting the tap and a release right away, and that was the end of the match. So that was the match, everyone. I hope or matches. Hope you all enjoyed that stuff. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, I hope to do this again. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy.